kind of one won't get hotter than the other. Perfect. Yeah. Oh.
Clip or no?
Yeah, thank you. Sweeten up the inside a little bit. got a front. It's toe clipped, a medial, and a lateral. And everybody's like, well, how good does it look? Well, it really doesn't matter until you go to the horse's foot, because that's what you're gonna do all your shaping to. If you take a shaping heat before you put the clip on and you go to the horse, what are you shaping it to? What are you shaping it to the other side? And I understand, like this is a pairs class tomorrow, but it's also, you're trying to figure out what you're shaping that one side to if you don't have the other side shaped up yet. We all can get to this point where we can make a shoe. Now we have to put a foot in the shoe. We're gonna do what I would do when I go to the horse. We're gonna clean up each branch, and this is where the magic of Chad comes into play, because we're gonna get the horn on there the best we can. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build the foot all over again, and we're gonna come from, the toe clip is not just a toe clip, but it signifies where the extensor process in the foot is. The extensor process most of the time lines up with the frog. It tells us where the extensor process is. So the greatest thing about a toe clip in the whole wide world, and it sounds so stupid, is it signifies when the foot actually goes from medial to lateral, at the exact point in which you go from medial to lateral. And that isn't that important if you're using a flathead shovel to clean up manure off a sidewalk. But if you're using a spade shovel to dig in the ground, you want the handle to line up with the tip of the shovel. And so what we're doing is we're just gonna rebuild this shoe and the foot has to have a leading edge to it. It doesn't have to be out in front, it doesn't have to be underneath, but it has to have a point that signifies when the foot goes from medially to laterally. If you take that away, you don't know where you stand on the foot. So we'll fix up. I'm gonna pick the worst of the two branches is this branch. So I'll do every step I'll do to clean up that, and that'll give me a better looking shoe. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my edges, what they call the edges, up on diagonal. So when I'm working the outside top edge, the ground surface edge, I'll be working the diagonal, which will be the inside foot surface edge. And the reason that you run up on diagonals is that you can get flow in your shoe, but you don't get stretch. If you go parallel on the anvil, then you get stretch on your shoe, and it changes the size of the shoe. We don't want to change the size of the shoe until we know we have to. Probably the coolest thing about the relationship between a horn and a foot is that you can get every single shape in a foot that you can get in a horn. And the horizon of the horn is where your posture, you go over the top of the horn and you're working on the other side. So if you have bad posture, the horizon of the horn could be way over here if you're hitting over here. The horizon of the horn is the top of the horn working from your shoulders. That's the horizon of the horn. This side of the horn would be the front of the foot. That side of the horn is the back of the foot. So I'm going to work to the bridge of the foot, the widest part of the foot, go over the top, and then work away from the horizon of the horn. And that's how you get flow in your shoe. Stay behind the top of the horn, horizon, go over the top, and then swing it all the way around. Do the other edge. Go past the top, and swing it all the way around. Come up here, I'm going to get my checks straight as I can. Then come from the widest part of the foot and go right through your fullerin to the toe clip. Working on that back edge, behind the widest part of the foot. Go over to the top, go over the top of the widest part, and come on through it. Past the top. You can kind of come in here and just finish it off. Come in here. This is, if you don't go through your fullerin, what you end up doing is you end up having the starting place of your branch be at the fullerin and not at the extensor process where the toe clip is. And people say, well, Craig, why does that make a difference? Well, if your branch bend starts at your fullerin and not your extensor process, it usually hooks under premature and you miss the heel quarter. If your arc starts at the beginning of your foot, it's a more elongated arc and it makes it all the way to the heel. Good job. And I'm not making excuses, but I'm blind as a bat. And as soon as they turned off those lights, we had shadows. As soon as we had shadows, Craig started seeing like the naked Indian crawling across the ceiling and stuff like that. Behind the horn, get to the widest part and go over. All right, so just go to the widest part, go over the top. Start from the fullerin, behind the horn. Widest part of the foot, go over the top. Turn it around and go from the widest part and go through your toe clip. I think that the most important thing is to be able to put your nails down the fullerin where you see your foot. You have to see your foot in it. It's just a horseshoe, and it's just laying on the ground until you put it on a foot, and that's where it takes on all its personality. Thank you very much.